Okay, welcome to this deep dive.
Glad to be here.
So today we're jumping into some excerpts from a YouTube video transcript. It's "Whosoever South, let's go for a ride."
Yeah, and these lyrics, they're more than just song words, right?
Mm.
They really offer a window into a very specific way of looking at life, at faith, and at place. What place really means to them.
Exactly. So our mission here really is to kind of get under the skin of these lines.
hmm
We want to pull out the core ideas, the feelings behind them, the values that are shaping this whole viewpoint.
It's about seeing the world through their perspective, trying to understand it from the inside out.
And straight away, there's this tension that kind of jumps out at you. The
Yeah.
source says, "Ain't never been rich," but then immediately, like right after, "Ain't never been bored,"
Right.
which feels, well, it feels a bit counterintuitive today, doesn't it? So how does that work? How do those two things define this perspective? Let's start there.
That's a great starting point because, well, the source grounds everything in a really specific kind of place.
Okay.
They talk about living down a long, dusty road back in the woods. It immediately paints this picture, a life that's sort of deliberately separate from the usual hustle and bustle.
Right, away from the city or the suburbs. And it's not just being alone, is it? They mention crossing the river through the woods where nobody go.
Yeah, emphasizing that remoteness.
But then they immediately invite you. Bring your family, bring your friend, let's throw some meat on the barbecue. So the place isn't about isolation. It seems tied right into community, sharing things.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's really telling is how that physical place connects to their sense of self, their identity, and their resilience.
How so?
Well, you get phrases like being homegrown, staying strong till the day is gone, having work to do that they've done since I've been born.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't just like location descriptions. They speak to really deep roots, a life built on hard work and a kind of toughness that comes from that connection to the land, to tradition.
And woven through absolutely all of it is faith. It's not subtle.
Not at all. It's front and center.
I believe in God, serve God, finding holy living water from above. They even issue this direct invitation, introduce you to the King, the Lord Jesus Christ. It feels like the absolute bedrock, not just something added on.
And it's fascinating how clearly that faith seems to shape how they deal with, well, life's challenges.
Because they don't pretend it's easy.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
They talk about missing the mark of time, meaning to get back up, keep on trying, keep on climbing, even when the path is steep.
Yeah, I noticed that practical image too, needing to lock four-wheel drive.
Right.
A clear nod to hitting rough patches, literally or figuratively. But the attitude is key. Ain't always easy, but that's all right. There's this acceptance of difficulty, almost expecting it.
And the faith seems to give them the framework for handling that. It's
Yeah.
like, it's both a guide for how to live right, speak true, stay focused, and work hard, shine bright. And it's also the source of their endurance, It lets them say, hey, loosen up, let go sometimes, take it in and enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Suggests a kind of peace you can find, even when things are tough.
So let's circle back to that initial thing. Ain't never been rich, ain't never been bored. If money isn't the source of richness and, constant new stuff isn't needed to avoid boredom, where's the fulfillment coming from?
Well, if you put the pieces together, that deep connection to a specific place, the importance of family and community, the purpose they find in work, and that really deep well of faith,
Yeah.
the source seems to be saying richness isn't about having lots of stuff. It's about depth. It's about connection.
Yeah.
And maybe boredom gets pushed aside by just the substance of that life.
Substance.
Yeah, like the demands of the work, the ties with people, the whole inner life shaped by their beliefs, and just the simple, steady rhythms of how they live. It's just a whole different way of measuring value.
It definitely pushes back against the idea that you need constant outside activity or financial success to have a full or interesting life. This view finds fullness somewhere else entirely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we've really looked at a perspective that's, well, it's rooted in place, strengthened by people and work, very clearly guided by faith,
Mm-hmm.
and it's marked by this resilient way of accepting life's bumps.
And the source actually invites us, doesn't it? Come on down to the deep end or cross the river through the woods where nobody go.
Yeah, suggesting that this is where you might find that holy love living water from above.
So it kind of leaves you thinking.
Yeah, this perspective really makes you ask yourself, where do we usually look for meaning, for connection, purpose? Is it always on the main roads everyone else travels? Or maybe is there something valuable in exploring those places nobody goes, whether that's a real place or, metaphorically? something to chew on.